start, Nixi?
Magi's morning, Athenians. How are you today? I hope that you're all well from the swarm of quakes that we experienced last week and that you are safe from the pandemic. So thank you so much for joining us in today's exciting and fun workshop. My name is Alexandra Seton. You can just call me Alexa, and I will be your host for this alternative class program entitled hashtag OOTD Personal Care in the New Normal. So due to the shift of classes and meetings to online platforms and the optional use of cameras and the health advisory to stay at home, many students may have opted to not properly groom themselves for their online classes, meetings, and webinars, right? So whereas healthy habits to develop a wholesome personality may not be reinforced by being at home most of the time. So given this, our workshop for today hopes to orient students on proper grooming and on and off camera. So this is for our personality development, health, at the same time for ethical reasons. So now allow me to remind you of some online etiquettes. First, kindly mute your microphones in order to prevent distracting the speaker and your fellow participants. However, you may want to open your cameras only if possible. But if your internet does not permit you, then it's okay. And second, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to send your message through Zoom chat. I will be reading all your comments and I will address this through the open forum later. Okay. And we will also be issuing e-certificates, but first you need to stay throughout the event and accomplish the evaluation form that will be given at the end of this workshop. So I hope that these guidelines are clear before we begin with the program proper. So excited na po ba tayong matuto ng proper OOTD and the virtual setup? Well, ako, yes, I've been looking forward to this ACP topic because the workshop will not only teach me the proper grooming, but will also allow me to use it effectively and appropriately. So, without further ado, may I invite everyone to settle down and prepare for the opening prayer. Let us now dispose ourselves in the presence of our Lord.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Let us be present to the Lord our God, who is in our midst, God of all knowledge and wisdom, who inflames our minds with a passion to learn and to understand. God of all creation, who enlivens our imaginations with the desires to build and to create. God of all hope, who transforms our hearts with a yearning for the world of your wildest dreams. We thank you for gathering us together here to praise you by our own words and works. We praise you for the knowers and the seekers, the builders and the makers, the lovers and the dreamers, who are gathered to attend the online alternative classes program in our university. We offer everything to you throughout this program. We beg you, Lord, to bless and protect from all harm all the participants, facilitators, and the organizers of this alternative classes program. We pray that you bless all the persons in charge of this program, that they may fulfill their tasks diligently and responsibly. This pandemic has forced us to create and to expand new ways of learning about ourselves, our country, and our common home. We know that without your grace, we can do nothing. May we be living witnesses of your genuine love through the implementations of the knowledge and skills acquired through this alternative classes program. Help us to live lives of abundant faith, steadfast hope, and undying love during this time of the pandemic, following the example of Our Lady of Peñafrancia, our Mother, and Saint Francis Xavier, our patron. Send us your Spirit, O Lord. We ask this in the name of Jesus Christ, your Son. Amen.
So thank you so much, Father Salarano Ignacio Reyes SG for the prayer, as well as to Jack Ivan Odal for the voice recording. So what a great day to start our session. So now to properly welcome us to this program, we have with us Miss Janet D. Badong Padilla, the Executive Director for Mission and Identity, to deliver the opening remarks. Please join me in giving her a virtual round of applause.
Welcome, dear students, to this year's alternative class program, or what you know as ACP. You are aware that we are well into our celebration of the Ignatian year. We are commemorating the 500th year of the conversion of Saint Ignatius of Loyola, which started with his cannonball experience. Our ACP theme this year highlights certain elements of Saint Ignatius's cannonball experience. These are dreams, courage, discernment, and action. As I welcome you to your ACP session today, allow me to share some brief points on two of these core elements, which are essential, I believe, in your formation as Athenians. Let me begin with dreams. As St. Ignatius dreamt, So too must we. The pandemic crisis is far from over. The suffering continues. The situation is even worsening in some parts of the country and the globe. But we are not defeated. We are still here. And we continue to be deeply blessed with people like our family, with our education here in Ateneo de Naga, and with many other things. I believe that it is during times of great suffering, challenges, that we are most disposed to dream for a better tomorrow, for what is good. It is in times of tribulation that we yearn for better things, even greater things. And then we are able to stretch our imagination and our human capacities. In the Ignatian language, we call this holy desires, godly desires. When we cling to our dreams or holy aspirations, we become more inspired, creative, determined, and faithful. And so we must never allow this crisis to defeat us, or any difficulty for that matter. We must continue to dream, to fight for our dream of a better tomorrow, of a better future. The second element of the ACP theme that I would like to highlight is discernment. Another Ignatian orientation and process. As we hold on to our dream for ourselves, for our family, and for our country, especially at this time, we must continue discerning. Discerning particularly if our dreams are of God or not of God. Are our dreams aligned to the will of God? Are they connected to our set of principles and values? Are they expressive of our God-given talents and gifts? Here in Ateneo de Naga, I believe we are given the opportunity to understand and clarify our dreams and build our dreams. And the ACP is one such opportunity. We are given varied topics and speakers to help us. The ACP, I believe, contributes to our holistic formation. And when we open ourselves to this formation, to this kind of formation, you also affirm the possibility of your achieving your dream, the possibility of glorifying God in ourselves, or God celebrating us, our persons, in our dream. And so I hope that you will maximize this opportunity that we are providing you through this year's ACP. We have invited many speakers. You have the options of several topics. I hope that you will enjoy your session and the topic that you have chosen will be fruitful for you and for your friends. So guys, welcome and enjoy your ACP session.
So thank you so much, Ma'am Janet, for that very wonderful message as well as helpful insight. So to continue, before I present our speakers for today's workshop, let us first watch this video about the background of the alternative class program at the same time with the theme for this semester.
Hello there, Ateneans. Here's what you need to know about the Alternative Class Program, or ACP. The ACP is conducted every semester to provide the college students with formative opportunities outside of their regular classroom routine and daily schedule, in support of the university's uniquely Jesuit educational goals. Instead of attending their class for a particular period, students choose at least one ACP topic from among the offered webinars and e-workshops. Carefully selected resource speakers from different fields of specialization are invited to share their knowledge, skills, and inspire students to nurture their personal development and partake in social advocacies or causes. We thank you for your participation in the first ever virtual ACP last semester, which recorded an all-time high attendance turnout and received an overwhelmingly affirmative evaluation from students. Because of the ACP's affirming results and positive impact, we are continuing with a bigger and better ACP. However, the program shall still be carried out via digital platforms to ensure everyone's safety. The theme for this semester's ACP is Cannonballs, Firing Up Dreams, Courage, Action. This theme is inspired by the conversion of Saint Ignatius of Loyola, founder of the Society of Jesus. Just as Saint Ignatius was hit by a cannonball, which altered his life and drew him to a greater calling, this ACP hopes to light up the university's call for students to have dreams, discern on how these dreams contribute to one's personal improvement and the common good, muster courage, and find ways to accomplish these dreams. To do this, ACP offerings are carefully chosen to be relevant to the current times, formative, and mission-driven. The webinars and e-workshops hope to start a conversation on one's life in the pandemic and the varied factors that affect it, and facilitate personal and even community reflection and discernment. Who knows? These virtual activities could fire up meaningful cannonball moments in you, dear students. At the end of the webinars and e-workshops, the ACP hopes for the following objectives. First, acquire knowledge and/or skills that are relevant to one's interest, talent, skill, passion, advocacy. Second, relate or share the learning and insight gained from the topic or activity in conversation or dialogue and personal reflection. Third, examine the importance of one's interest, talent, skill, passion, advocacy to the development of the society. And fourth, seek ways or opportunities by which the gained knowledge and skill can be further advanced and used for the benefit of the immediate organization, community, or the larger society. For now, we would like to listen to the speakers sharing and take part in the conversation. Dream, have courage, take action, and don't forget to learn and have fun while we experience ACP, Ateneans.
All right, so that video that you just watched explained to us what Ateneo education is all about, right? So it's not only about coming to classes, getting good grades, and landing a good job after graduation. So Ateneo is about using education not only to improve oneself and our families, but also to help uplift the lives of others and serve the community. So with that, thank you, Ateneo, and salamat, ACP. So at this juncture, I will now introduce our speaker for today. So our speaker is currently an entrepreneur. His previous works include Sykes Asia's account specialist, Sutherland's communication analyst, Coca-Cola Bottlers Philippines Inc. account developer, Nuffer Pharmacy's operation manager, and SM Mart Inc.'s training specialist. He also worked internationally under Communicare and Lloyds Bank in United Kingdom. And at the same time, it is important to note that our speaker today is an alumnus of Ateneo de Naga University with a Bachelor in Science degree in Development Communication and a former director of ADNU University Student Recruitment Office. So everyone, please give a warm welcome and a round of virtual applause for our speaker, Mr. Henry O'Neill Tadeo. Hello, Sir Henry.
Hi, good morning, Miss Alexa. Good
Good
morning,
morning.
everyone. It's strange to, have this. I've always been a participant, not really the facilitator. But before I continue, and by the way, thank you for the introduction. Is there a way that we can all open our cameras or video cams? Because our topic is outfit of the day. I just want to have to make a quick look of all the participants that we have. Is it possible may pwede na ba nating buksan, or I just wanted to see all of you guys.
Yes, sure, Sir Henry. Everyone, is it okay if it's possible for you to open your cameras? That would be great.
So I can see the pictures and I can see faces. Hi, good morning. Yan. Sorry. Hi, good morning. Good morning. Yan. Ayan. Well, primarily, I just wanted to really see you because the topic is outfit of the day, personal care in the new normal. So, ayan, meron pang naka-mask. Yan. It's opening na, majority, and right? It's really strange because, one of the things that as mentioned earlier, one of the things that my previous job was as a director for student recruitment. I get to face a lot of students in the old setup, which is the face-to-face, and I get to see all the faces and interact with them and actually get my vibe. So that's what I'm trying to do. With the new normal, I'd like also to get the vibe. So, ayan, parang lahat tayo nasa bahay. That's why I specifically requested na pumunta dito sa Ateneo because I just miss the environment really. Good morning, everyone. Ayan. So, medyo chill, no? Medyo chill tayong lahat. Merong naka-effort. Mostly nasa room. So, I'd also like to see your background. Ayan na. So, I think that's just about it. Yung mga nakapag-open ng cam. Again, good morning. Right. All prep naman. I'm not sure if I can identify yung mga alam na ready and all set since chill nga tayo nasa bahay. So with the new normal, we can attend classes like this or ACPs na hindi masyadong fully prepped. So, ayan. And that's it. I just wanted to really see you and hopefully yung ating admin was able to get a quick screenshot of the participants. Now, I'll be starting my presentation. So, okay, the slides is up. So it's outfit of the day, hashtag OOTD personal care in the new normal. I believe I'm on the last slide already. Wait, I'm sorry. Yeah. Share screen again. And yeah. Sorry for the glitch, but we are ready. Yeah. So again, my name is Henry O'Neill Tadeo, and I had the credentials already given, but I'm sure you were already online with the preliminary, so I'm not going to go through deeper on that. But I'm actually happy that I was not given firsthand about the history, why it came up, why the ACP came up to this topic, cannonballs, firing up dreams, courage and actions, which actually made sense last night because I was actually reflecting while I was doing my priming when the uh, presentation was sent. I was priming at home sa bahay din on how be able to discuss this and really relate it and make hashtag OOTD not just very what to say this parang make it a relevant topic now in time of pandemic. So kaya natuwa ako dun sa opening remarks ni Ma'am Janet, the same time yung background history about Saint Ignatius. So it brings us back to the core as Athenians. So for this one, when we do seminars or short talks, I always set an objective kung ano yung gusto kong ma-achieve natin at the end after an hour of talk. So I'd like us to understand the basics of personal care under the new normal. Also to identify and apply the different ways of personal care in the new normal. And most importantly, the hashtag OOTD, I'd like us to have a wider range of how we can use it professionally and personally as well. Kasi I know, just a quick trivia, before coming here, I did a quick research, just to have a rough estimation kung ilan yung mga OOTD posts. And would you believe with Facebook, we have roughly about 43 million posts sa Facebook. And for Instagram, you won't believe kung ilan yung hashtag OOTD na available doon. And it's for the hashtag OOTD alone, ha? To be specific, this was a while ago, so I assume nag-increase na to. As you know, with the web, it increases by the minute. With IG, we have 384,145,738 OOTD posts. So wala pa dyan yung ibang OOTD fashion, OOTD hijab for our Muslim friends. This is just for the hashtag OOTD. So ganon kadami. So our next slide here is the definition of terms, just because, I'm sorry, before we proceed, I'll be repeating all these words and at least we're on the same page for the definition of terms. Of course, the hashtag OOTD is the outfit of the day. And the social medias, of course, the Facebook, the Gram, the Twitter, and TikTok. And our personal care is the daily task that is of personal nature. So this is the personal things that we can incorporate in our daily lives under the new normal. How we can make use of this and make our OOTDs relevant. Now, another terms are the new normal. So of course, alam nyo na yun. Current situation or social custom that is actually different from what has been experienced or done before, but is expected to become usual or typical. So ano yung mga new normal natin ngayon? Of course, the mask, the face shield, sanitation, etc. The different queue statuses, quarantines, curfew, and sanitation, etc. Now, earlier you were given like some credentials that, with my previous job, but I want us to share to you. I'd like to benchmark on a personal level myself. So I'd like to share myself to you. So I'm Henry O'Neill Tadeo, and the things that I like are on the pictures on the screen. So you get to see there. It's weird, but I like opera. I like the opera music. I like music that I don't understand. So it's the melody, I guess. And I like art. I like playing badminton. I love cooking as well. I like things that are fun. And I love to travel na hindi na natin nagagawa ngayon. I can drive 8 hours straight na just listening to one CD na opera pala. So that's me. I'm passionate about cooking. So if you go on my Facebook, it's funny that my topic is OOTD, but actually more on food. But I'll share to you kung ano yung the reason why I think our OSA invited me for this particular topic. So yeah, I'm passionate about food. I cook for my family, for my friends, and yan. And I love dogs as well. So I have I think around 9 dogs kasi nanganak yung isang puppy. Yan that's Sab, that's Paco, and that's Pilar. So why is OOTD important? And bakit of all the topics, I was wondering, sinama ng OSA yung OOTD. I'm sharing to you pictures of my previous work while I was with Ateneo. So you get to see, I remember this is in Calabanga, Calabanga National High School, if I'm not mistaken. So I just like you to look on the pictures. This one, I'm not sure now kung saan to. I think this is in Magarao. Yan. So you see, as a director of the student recruitment, I get to face a lot of different kinds of people, most especially to students. And kanina, I was thinking, before I usually start my talk, I do a selfie with them. So kanina, kaya pinubuksan ko. So I was thinking, can I still do a selfie? But this is ayan. Now this one, these are the school heads of Camarines Sur, the PSDS. ASDS, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent. That's the one in pink. That's Ma'am Lynn. And the rest of the supervisors for the entire Camarines Sur. So they had a 3-day leave-out seminar sa Regent Hotel. I was also one of the speakers, and I spoke or I discussed about professional development. One of which is personal grooming for teachers. So I hope you are getting now where I'm going to. So even the teachers, they also get to conduct this kind of trainings. This one is in Carolina Elementary School. So there's their principal and the teachers as well. I was invited by the supervisors, and then eventually the principal started inviting me. It's a very big factor that I was connected previously with Ateneo as a director of student recruitment. And even though I'm no longer connected with Ateneo, I still get to have the chance of being invited for such, very important seminars or trainings. Now this one, yes, this is again in Carolina, and this one is in Cararayan. I'd like you to look at what I'm wearing because our topic is OOTD and people behind as well. This one is in Camarines Sur National High School. It's a seminar workshop on gender and development as well. At ayan pa. Now, the next screen is about OOTD or outfit of the day. So from the previous slides, you've seen me doing talks in front of a lot of people. And if you notice, I was just basically repeating clothes. My outfit of the day would always be just in color blue, white, black, or gray. It's a form of self-expression. You are what you wear. So kanina, I'm not expecting you, of course, when I've asked you to open your cameras, kasi syempre, alam ko nasa bahay kayo. But how is it important under the new normal? So there will be few slides and presentations na kasama dito. And if you have questions, feel free to chat or again, raise your hand. I don't know how it's gonna work, but again, it's the first time that I'm, seeing all these buttons, but I hope I can address it. So you just have to give us a signal if you suddenly come up with a question, or you can park it for later's open forum. Another thing that I got is from, this is a blogger. So I went on searching as well for outfit of the days, fashion bloggers. She said that your clothing can indicate emotions and even ambitions, your spending habits and conscious consumption. I'd like to focus quickly on the ambitions because this is again connected with the theme of our ACP. It's very true, no? Sabi ni Ma'am Janet kanina, let's go back to our dreams and discernment. Also comes with the ambition. Just on a personal level, I'd like to share to you how my journey on paano ko napunta sa pagiging isang entrepreneur. When I was a kid, I just really admire looking at people na properly dressed up. And I said to myself, every time I go to the bank with my mother, na I wanted to be like that kind of person because this guy is wearing long sleeve, nice pair of pants, and black shoes. So in my head, parang, maganda yun. Parang, and nasa bangko, humawak ng pera. So I thought na malaki yung sahod, malaki yung kita, ganun. So the ambition started there. But I was fascinated from the very start. Reflecting now is because of the dress. It's as fancy as it may sound and as shallow as it may look. But yes, I was attracted to that. Now, the journey started there na I didn't know kung anong mangyayari sa akin, even know what course that I'll be taking up in college. But then I'll share it to you in a while. Clothes also can lift your mood, express yourself, and make you feel powerful and confident. I get to choose my audience. Every time I would be coming I'm invited into seminars or workshops or short talks, I profile, sino ba yung makakaharap ko? With the new normal, I know you're in the home setting. How does OOTD, how is OOTD relevance? First, I was asking kanina yung profile ng mga participants kung mga first year or graduating ba. So it's, I believe it's a mixture. Even though nasa bahay kayo, I'd like you to look forward to your daily online class. You know, a good mind setting for the day helps you actually. And though mas maayos na, I mean, I can say na mas better, but unlike before na, you know, we have to spend time for about an hour choosing our clothes, going to class, to attending our classes, or, you know, when we're not on uniform. But now, sobrang chill siya. But if there are events like you're going on a meeting and you have a particular audience, I think that's the time that you have to consider yung suot nyo or your outfit for the day. Of course, if you'll be facing some executives or attending an interview, if you're a graduating student and applying for a job, then you know you have to prepare. It's funny about the new normal because, you know, every now and then I get to still attend some Zoom meetings or just kumustan with friends. And I get to share, get some inputs na I'd like to also share to you. The new normal, it's funny, but it's really up to the person kung magpe-prepare siya properly. But what happens is, since we are just seen half on the camera, so sometimes people would wear long sleeves and a blazer. But in reality, if you get to see them there's actually memes on Facebook, di ba? Na makikita mo na naka-short lang pala sila or hindi sila or naka-boxers or naka-jogging pants or naka-pajamas, PJs. But then, kasi dito lang nakikita, di ba? It's sad. But I hope and praying na when this pandemic ends, we all go back to the old normal na we can actually really wear because it feels good when you are wearing clothes properly. But then again, as I was saying, in the new setting, it's acceptable na yun, kasi yun lang yung nakikita eh. But don't forget na baka bigla kang tumayo tapos makita naka underpants ka lang or naka ano ka, then it becomes funny. And mind you, it doesn't only happen in formal settings or Zoom meetings, but even in corporate settings or mga Zoom meetings, because I'm still in touch with friends that I used to work with the corporate industry or with like SM, nakukwento nila, sabi niya, funny, kapatid, kasi ganyan, nagmi-meeting kami, biglang tumayo yung anak, tumayo ako, tapos naka-blazer ako, and then nakita na naka-shorts lang ako. Eh. So, that's the funny part. But then again, of course, I'm sure we're doing that because nga of the new normal. But hopefully, it's if you know you want to do the entire stuff, you know, the entire ensemble, it still is good, you know, especially if you're going to do a selfie or just be careful about your angles because again, OOTD can lift your mood. It can actually set the mood for the day. I chose, you know, when I cleaned my wardrobe, I've actually started picking up the ones that I, you know, will just be using rather than yung tambak na because your OOTD actually speaks about yourself. Again, connecting it to the topic, as petty it may seem or it may sound, na related ba doon? Kaya kanina binuksan yung parang journey ko on how I ended up presently with clothes. So, outfit of the day should also be comfortable, it may be stylish or even be unique. So, about the rules, may rules ba ang OOTD? Mamaya, if you notice on the objective, I was hoping I can classify it the professional and the personal level. So with OOTD, number one for me is it has to be comfortable. Of course, unless you are on cosplay and all, it's different. But the basics for I think na magiging essential for you is it has to be comfortable, it can also be stylish, and it can be unique. Again, OOTD is a form of self-expression. can be unique and brave as well. And sometimes eye-catching and can come with different add-ons, accessories, hairstyle, and hair color, and etc. Now, with the new normal, what I'd like to highlight is when people post about OOTD, those that are attending this session, I hope na, we open up ourselves about the different perspectives of the different individuals na ito yung preference nila. So, kasi sometimes, again, it's sad na when you look at posts and then people get criticized or get bashed because of what they're wearing, hindi naman bagay, baduy, etc. Again, OOTD is self-expression. It's important, sometimes OOTD can be an outlet for the new normal. So, talking about mental health, hindi natin alam kung ano yung pinagdadaanan nila, and they get to express themselves through clothes. And that's why I guess this topic was also selected by the OSA. Because with this forum, we'll be able to hopefully understand na iba-iba tayo ng taste. It's like ulam. So, iba yung preference, kaldereta, adobo, etc. But same with clothes. So, may mga iba-iba tayong ways of how we can express ourselves through clothes. But we can also evolve from that. Another is OOTD should also be considered with professional background. The event that you're attending or the organization or audience you're meeting with face-to-face or online. Of course, mamaya may little tips ako on what to wear and how to choose the proper clothes in case you'll be going on formal interviews and like that. So there are most of the OOTDs I've checked after I was given the invitation. I get always to check the hashtag. And most of the time, the professional or those that are connected with the corporate industry, they would post their OOTDs. It really is professional. But of course, there would be some naman just for fun, just an ordinary day, and they post their OOTDs. I think what I'm trying to say is the most important part is that you know your audience, ano yung event, so you get to choose your OOTD if ever you're going to post it. And professional outfit of the day should reflect an ensemble with integrity. So, ito na, dito papasok yun, as Ate Nia sa banggit niya kanina, again, sa preliminaries, na it's important that our dreams and discernment should start or should reflect as early as now. And ano na naman, sir, yung relation niyan with OOTD? Remember, I've shared to you how it started, na nung bata pa ako, I'm just really a fan of looking at people wearing proper clothes. It gave me a dream na gusto ko makapag-work. So I said, how do I get to that part? So sabi ko, paano sila? So they studied well. They made sure that they'd be able to finish their degree first, and then they get a job. They look for a job. Sabi ko, kung kuha ko ng kung sa bangko, ganyan, ganito. But then, of course, we changed. Along the way, eventually, I found myself na doing things like on and off camera. That's why I took up Bachelor of Arts major in Development Communication. So, yun yung naging kwento. But then again, as mentioned then, I ended up working with different companies. So, I worked with Coca-Cola, I worked with Intercontinental Hotels, and I worked with Coca-Cola butlers, and I even went abroad. One thing is, a good pair of clothes, just like a good pair of shoes, can actually bring you places. So there I invested with few, just, the classic pairs, like a good leather shoes and a good pair of belt. You won't believe that the belt that I'm wearing now is the belt that I've still bought way back in 2008. I just have two belts, one black and one brown. So until now, sila pa rin yung gamit ko. Anyway, going back, outfit of the day, though unique and a form of self-expression, there are also basic foundations that can help when choosing your outfit of the day. I'll start it here. I'm sure lahat kayo nasa bahay and you have enough time. Na I don't know how many hours you stay online, but then again, it's different because hindi kayo pwedeng lumabas. So just first tip is wardrobe cleansing. Now, this can be a bit difficult kasi ginawa ko to just few months before. Hindi pa ako na-invite as the speaker. I had enough time every time may lockdown tayo. So, I would go to sa walk-in closet and then bubuksan ko yun to realize na ang dami kong damit. And I actually have a picture here. I ended up segregating and leaving all the white clothes, black and gray, and few blue shirts. So yun na lang yung gusto kong suotin sa edad ko ngayon. Ayoko na yung mga sobrang colorful. So because I feel na I'm confident when I'm wearing white, I feel clean, I feel dignified, and because of the nature of my business as well, I get to wear black sometimes. And that's salon, that's and milk tea as well. My colors are white, black, and gray, even with the shop. So with wardrobe cleansing, if you, one of the na nakalagay dyan, if you get to read it, is letting go of old clothes or mga gifts na bigay sa inyo. Kasi sometimes, part din, di ba, kapag organized ka sa room, organized ka sa wardrobe mo, when you open your wardrobe, mabilis ka pumili ng OOTD mo. Ngayon, pag sobrang dami, hindi mo alam kung alin yung susuotin mo. And sometimes you'd spend before sa hindi pa yung wala pa yung new normal, even 'di ba 30 minutes, hindi mo, especially for the girls. Ngayon, let go of the things na hindi mo na gagamitin, especially yung mga plano mo na ay susuot ko pa to pag pumayat ako or bigay kasi to, or even yung mga expensive clothes na outgrown mo na pag pumayat ako, ang mahal kasi nito nung binili ko, isusuot. But there are actually ways. How do you do that? It's on the coming slide. Paano mo masasegregate? I'll give you some tips para malaman mo kung saan yung strength mo or saan yung bagay sa'yo when choosing your outfit of the day. Now, the next bullet is the classic outfit of the day. Ito yung aking personal preference because this never goes out of style. It comes with multiple functions. It's minimalist, professional colors, a style that is appropriate for wider and different age and body types. And this is an ensemble that you can practically wear anywhere and is also timeless. I have 3 suits. Actually, 1 suit, black na suit, and 2 blazers. 1 gray and 1 blue. So anything na may suit ako, ipapatong ko lang siya and I would already look dignified. So, when you do interviews, even if you're just wearing, even if a round neck nga, walang collar, pag nilagyan mo siya ng blazer or there's a huge change of outfit, of look sa iyong OOTD. So that's my personal preference. You can kung nasa new normal, old normal or the normal before, nandito pa ako, I think you can easily notice me because in my office I'm just really wearing white long sleeves, basically gray and white pants or blue pa ulit-ulit lang. Because, and another thing, you don't have to worry about wearing the same thing over and over again. As long as you wash it and it's clean. I think that's one basic rule for my OOTD. Because it doesn't make sense when you're posting a lot of OOTDs and then you're wearing used or repeated clothes. So, syempre, dun tayo sa hygiene, which brings me to our next slide. Again, another bullet says here that outfit of the day doesn't mean expensive or branded. Again, clothes are a form of self-expression. With the new normal and different quarantine statuses, accessories can change your entire wardrobe. A signature style sometimes becomes your identity too. So yung iba, dinadaan sa mga accessories, sa mga hikaw, and so on. And also, another bullet says here that outfit of the day should inspire, or outfit of the day to inspire and not to show off. Kanina, di ba, it's a form of self-expression. Now, it has to be inspirational. Some OOTDs that I've seen are like from recycled clothes tapos tinahe or mga waste na ginawa, may tinanggal and then sinuot ulit. We recycle, we help the environment. So we inspire and not to, show off. There are OOTDs though, however, that I get to see that of course naka-hashtag din si mga brands, si ganyan, But as an Athenian, I guess we have to focus on really to inspire and using these social media platforms. Because the best OOTD pa rin for me is confidence. Ayan nga, naka-next na siya. Confidence and personality are still the best accessory there is. So you reinforce your style and feel good about it. Another is outfit of the day can be just pure fun or language to communicate your inner you. So you have to identify kung ano yung purpose and yung value ng pag-post mo under the new normal or your outfit of the day for your class or for your meetings or for social gatherings. I've asked some friends that they get to, do Zoom kumustahan with some chips and some drinks and, the casual clothes. But then again, when you're on a bigger audience and on a professional level, profiling again is very important. So when I was told na ito yung magiging platform natin for the ACP, of course, I have to wear proper clothes also in the on my Sunday. And I really wanted to come here to Ateneo to feel the vibe. So I'd like to put value to the time that, all of you also gave for this ACP class until 12 noon. So, yan. I mentioned earlier about outfit of the day without compromising proper grooming and hygiene. So, it's very basic. Tinuruan tayo nito nung I think we're on our first grade or even on kindergarten. So, the basic things, nakalagay dyan, bathing, combing, or hygiene, deodorants, fingernails. Ngayong OOTD, ngayong new normal, chill tayo sa bahay. So I hope na hindi natin compromise yun. Na, hindi naman ako kaya maliligo na lang ako mamaya. Tapos mamaya, ay, ang lamig na. So bukas na lang ako maliligo. Hindi naman ako maaamoy sa webcam. Hindi naman ako makikita sa webcam. I mean, makikita na hindi halata. Kung konting powder, 20 na ring lights, fresh na ako. So, but I hope we don't compromise these things because it's important whether it's for the gram or just for a selfie. Outfit of the day, that these things are should always remember that these things should not be compromised. Much more if the new normal continues. Kung patuloy ito, hopefully as students, you don't develop a habit na kasi ganito na for the last year, for another year, 2 years na. Even nasa bahay tayo, even with the new normal, I hope we still get to practice yung proper hygiene natin, because OOTD starts from the hygiene and it reflects to the clothes. Just because they cannot see you doesn't mean they cannot smell it. Nakalagay dyan, quote unquote. So, it's also important. It's a huge savings kasi kapag online, hindi mo na kailangan mag-perfume. But you know it for yourself. So, and a good grooming also translates or also transitions to next to a good OOTD. Ngayon, okay pa ba tayo? Alam ko lahat kayo nakamute dyan. So, ano yung mga tips, mga topics, or rather, mga pwede kong ibigay for #OOTD? So, I've classified it to the ABCs, which is the appearance, the body language, and the clothing. So, ano yung mga appearance na nandyan? For the grooming, I'll put a little science with our OOTD topic. So, I put it here, the PO, an abbreviation should be professional looking, away from the face, and well kept, but always with style. But now, with the new normal, you're allowed to have long hairs because I think with the classification, sometimes 18 below are not allowed to go to salons or haircuts, even children. So, humahaba na yung buhok, but you can still keep it tidy, by regular brushing and keeping it clean, shampooing it. Tapos, when you're attending, hindi siya sabog-sabog, properly naka-clip or what, for the girls or even for the boys. It should always be away from the face para nakikita yung mukha nyo and still well kept. So that's first with appearance. We go with the hairstyles. Next would be the face shapes. There's actually a science for our hairstyles. Now, we have different face shapes like oval, square, heart, round, oblong, triangle, and diamond. Now, looking at the presentation, identify kung saan ka dyan. Alin ba yung face shape ko dyan? Oval ba ako? Square? Diamond? Hopefully not triangle. But for Asians, nandito tayo dyan sa first 4. Yung oval, square, heart, and round. So yan. Ano yung relation nito with OOTD? Of course, with OOTD comes the entire package from head to foot. So with the hair, there are also suggested looks for the different face shapes available. I'll focus on the first 3 kasi since Asians tayo, yung oval face shape, you can see the pictures there. Ano yung mga bagay sa mga oval face na mukha? ng mga different hairstyles. So we have layers near cheekbones, mga near the lips and chins, mga side part bob, pixie cut. So yan yung mga bagay sa kasi na-highlight yung features nyo. And for men naman, short hair with slightly longer at the top. Kapag oval, parang just to put emphasis, parang dyan sa mga samples, para hindi siya dominating masyado. Yun yung mga clean looks. And for square face shape naman, medyo strong yung features niyan eh. Like Demi Moore, yung isang sample dyan, and Orlando Bloom. Nakita nyo, since matapang yung features, what hairstyles that would suit you is yung mga long and straight. So it softens yung strong features. So you can use ponytail, long and layered, so curls, nandyan siya for women. And for men naman, styles that add height to the top of the head. Yung mga ginaganyan natin. Yung medyo may konting pa David Beckham look. Ayan, so yung medyo faded sa side, tapos ganyan. Kasi since square face, gusto nating magkaroon ng illusion na, okay, so parang oval round. Kasi sabi daw, perfect daw shape na oval because with the oval shape, kahit anong these hairstyles pwede. So, yun. For heart face shape naman, long wavy layers and long bob. You can play with these different hairstyles. And for the men, hair closely cropped at the crown and near the temples. So yan yung mga samples. For another ABCs of OOTDs for the grooming sa appearance. For male, how to tuck, undergarments, belt, shoes, socks, necktie, long sleeves, color scheme, and accessories. First is how to tuck. Hindi kasi siya nakikita ngayon with the new normal, but I'll still hopefully get to discuss this when we go back to the old normal. You know, when you tuck in, make sure it's hindi siya yung nasa may belly button na sobrang taas para ka ng si Ronald McDonald. O hindi naman siya yung sobrang baba, nakita na yung boxers or underpants mo. It always has to be at least about a thumb below your belly button. And when you do tuck in, wag yung sobrang sikip, wag naman yung sobrang loose. For you to do that, you have to put all your shirts in, tuck it in, raise your hand, so maglo-loosen up a bit yung ibaba, tapos yun lang yung aayusin mo. So pantay na siya. So when you move, since na-raise mo yung hand, tumaas yung konti yung damit mo, yun lang yung ibababa mo properly. Huwag mo yung ilabas ng ilabas hanggang na ilabas mo na naman yung buong shirt kasi hindi na naman siya pantay. And for the undergarments, number one rule for OOTDs, you have to wear tank tops, especially pag naka-long sleeves kayo or polo. Yung mga walang prints, it has to be plain. And if your undergarments should always be white for the male, yung walang mga nakalagay na mga kung ano kasi nababasa eh. So parang sometimes sayang nakabarong ka or naka-long sleeve ka tapos meron kang meron kang print na B-Meg, ganyan yung mga free na shirt, yung mga Purina. Yun yung mga sinusot na pangilalim daw, yung mga lumang mga t-shirts ng mga giveaway sa Shilane, mga ganun. So, mas maganda na tank top yung sando para hindi siya lumalabas sa ilalim ng mga sleeves. For belt, shoes, and socks, we are now very fashion forward. But the basics, kung anong color ng belt, ng shoes mo, yun din yung belt. So if you're wearing black shoes, black belt, brown shoes, brown belt. And for the socks, since fashion forward na tayo, even on formal occasions, we get to wear quirky socks like yung mga characters, yung mga cartoon characters or mga printed socks. But of course, if it's corporate, dress socks should be yung hintab na you never go wrong with the black pair of socks pag ganyan, pag when you're attending an interview. If it's mga family occasion or like weddings, or dun you can express it. But if it's still an event, like an interview, especially corporate, especially considering also yung position na ina-applyan nyo, you want to make a statement that, you know, as an Atenean, you're dignified in terms of your OOTD. And the necktie also, hopefully, you'll be able to ngayon ma-practice since walang university day eh, kasi nasa new normal setup tayo. I miss those days na I come to work and I get to see yung mga students na naka-outfit, dress up day, which is also a project of Office of Student Affairs. Na from their outfit, you can tell them, siguro ito gusto niya maging ganito. Like, maybe lawyer, accountant, sa bank. Kasi you get to see it. They put effort when they wear. But we don't judge naman yung mga simple lang na like casual, like polo or long sleeves. Because you can also work on different industries like the IT industry, different, but more on the PR side, dun talagang makikita mo yung effort for OOTD. Now, long sleeves and short sleeves, ano yung different? When long sleeves is being worn, it has to be always long. Sorry, bumalik. Yun. Kasi yung iba, with the us being fashion forward, fino-fold. So ginagawa siyang 3/4 or ginagawang polo. If you're going to wear short sleeve, kung yung long sleeve mo gaganunin mo, then might as well wear short sleeves na lang. But then again, for formal occasions, long sleeves has to be worn long. And after office hours or casual na, gusto mo maging casual, you can fold it, maybe 3/4, and it still is dignified looking. For the color scheme, I leave it on the next slide kasi it's the same with the female. For the accessories in the corporate industry, this I've learned from SM when I was a training specialist. You know, they would hire the big personalities to incorporate the look of managers, design the uniforms, and make an ensemble that is well dignified for a manager. For men, sa professional daw, sa corporate industry, you are allowed with the 2-point rule for accessories. One is watch, the other one is yung wedding band, if married or at least one ring. So hindi yung madaming suot na kung ano-ano pa. That's it, as simple as that. But then again, under the new normal, in the OOTD, again, if it's for the gram or for Facebook, there's no boundaries because we are fashion forward with in terms of accessories. So again, profiling, ano yung purpose mo ng OOTD mo. So these are the samples for like the shoes and the belts. That's the dress shoes, the black dress shoes is on the old English we call it this, kasi sanay tayo na the leather for formal, but yan, black belt to black shoes and brown to brown, and then for mga casual, and the sneakers for, you know, regular for daily, for running, and yung isa yung sandals, sabi ko nga nilagay ko kapag meron kang mission, yan yung mga preference. But do's and don'ts din as well for OOTDs for formal. Of course, yung mga tank tops, slippers, shorts, mga ganyan, mga tattered. But for the new normal, it can be seen. Syempre, yung nabanggit ko kaninang sample, formal dito, sa ilalim, naka-short lang. It works. It still works. But then again, remember if on going back, kasi gusto kong, wag natin kalimutan yung fundamental na, yung basic na, because I know in God's time, these too shall pass and the pandemic will be over, and then hopefully you'll be able to retain all the informations or the sharings that we do today. Na okay, so when you do attend corporate events, avoid yung mga ganitong mga dress, yung ganitong mga OOTDs. Sample of the necktie, I know you have the basic, the single, but for corporate, you might want to practice on the half Windsor or full Windsor. Ang end dyan is itong second layer, yung kulay blue, yung meron siyang fold dito. In the corporate industry, alam nyo, pag nasa marketing kayo or nasa PR, it says a lot how about you do your necktie. Another thing is, yung journey ko nung bata pa ako, inaralan ko na matuto mag-necktie because I wanted to be somebody. I wanted to be somewhere. And one of the tools for me to bring myself to that, you know, to the previous works that I had is because of clothes. It helped me, it gave me dignity when I was applying for positions na, you know, I seem to think na parang hindi for me, but you know, because of the experience and because of wearing the proper OOTDs brought me there. Now, for female, we have the undergarments also. Remember for undergarments, 3 tones, black, skin tone, and white. So when you're wearing your undergarments, your brassiere, dapat hindi siya yung masyadong printed na mas kita pa siya. Kasi we have formal clothes for women na medyo silky and manipis. Nakikita yon. So nakikita if may mga prints. Know when to wear corporate and casual. Corporate is, of course, the classic there would be the two-piece or three-piece suit, like my dress and then my blazer. That's a two-piece. Three-piece would be same like for the female, my top, my skirt, or my pants, and then the blazer. Same with the male. And shoes and stockings. For the corporate, for my training with the different in the corporate industry, it's always accepted that 1.5 inch na shoes for the corporate. Could be Balmoral or closed. Definitely not sandals. Hindi yung nakikita yung fingers. It's considered daw na unprofessional. But here's the thing. The rule of thumb is kung saan kayo mapunta eventually 2-3 years from now, ano yung company na mapagtatrabahuhan nyo, first and foremost, I think, is to get to know your handbook. Ano yung mga allowed? Because I've worked with BPO, I've worked with SM, which was very strict. BPO is very lenient. Know your handbook. Parang dito sa Ateneo, ano yung mga clothes na allowed? So from there, you can start your OOTDs with express yourself without compromising yung rules ng company kung saan ka mapupunta. Because of course, like the government, they have certain rules na bawal yung mga ganitong colors for the hair, mga loud, yung mga ganyan ba. So I think that's also another benchmark that we can make use. And for the makeup, of course, ngayong new normal, I don't think that people would be doing the makeup when they're online attending ACPs. But if you will be attending an interview, or it still is nice to put, of course, a little makeup or even just a lipstick. Merong isang konting slide dito na dadaanan natin. And the skirt versus pants argument, alin ba mas formal, sir? If on the face-to-face setting. Dati, kasi of course, masyadong sa feminism about or sa issue na dapat ang babae lagi lang naka-pants. But now, it's both accepted. It still is formal whether your skirt or your pants. And for the accessories naman, kung kanina 2-point rule for the female, 4-point rule. So 1, 2, earrings, 3, wedding band, 4, ito. So on a corporate level, you don't need to wear a lot of accessories. 5 yung quintas, 3 yung hikaw, or may bracelets pa. So again, it depends kung nasaan kang field ng profession mo. So I think that's two of the things that you have to consider when you are going for your OOTD. But of course, now as students pa lang kayo, and again, relax, nasa bahay lang under the new normal, I think what's important is yung maging comfortable kayo kung ano yung suot nyo, so that you'll be able to grasp kung ano yung mga online learnings or classes na ina-attendan nyo. So that's it. For the color analysis, another tip, I'd like you to, on your setting, to look on your wrist since you're on broad daylight. So we have our skin tones kasi, our complexion. So identify nyo kung light, medium, dark kayo. Maputi ba ako? Moreno ba ako? Nasa maputi ba akong side? Kasi we have two ways to identify our skin. To identify our undertone, whether to know if warm or cool tayo. So dyan sa wrist nyo, tingnan nyo. So may makikita kayo dyan, makikita nyo yung mga ugat. Sorry, ito. Ugat. Anong kulay ng ugat yung nakikita nyo? Like, so you're checking, ang makikita nyo lang dyan is either blue or green. Walang iba. Pag brown, baka something yan. Akala nyo maligo. But this one, blue or green. So yung veins. Yung iba, dominant yung blue na vein. Yung iba, green. That's the undertone. Anong ibig sabihin nun? It identifies whether you're a warm or a cool undertone. Now, ito yung ginawa nating vein test. Yung iba naman, mix. Sir, meron akong blue, meron din akong green. Yung iba, sir, puro green. Sir, yung iba, puro brown. Puro blue. So, kapag blue yung dominant na vein mo dito, ibig sabihin sa complexion mo, ikaw ay warm. Warm yung undertone mo. What does that mean? Ano yung mga bagay sa yung kulay when you pick a dress or when you pick a shirt or when you pick a makeup? So ayan yung mga sample. Yellow, golden, peach undertones, gold, copper, bronze, earth tones, orange, red, yellow, and peach-based foundations for the makeup for the ladies. So yun yung warm. Para mas madali, ano nga warm and cool? Pag warm, uh, green. Kasi di ba ang field, parang it gives us warmth pag nakakita tayo ng green. Kapag cool naman, relaxing, yun yung blue. Hindi ibig sabihin dahil maputi ka or maitim ka, hindi ka na bawal ng mga ganitong kulay na damit. It doesn't follow. The science of the warm and cool undertones is this. For the cool naman, kapag blue yung dominant na vein mo dito, you are suited with pink colors or shirts or dress, red, blue undertones, silver, gray, jewel tones, blue and red, neutral or pink-based foundations. Ano yung bottom line dito? When you go back to your shopping like nasa SM ka, without promoting, nasa dressing room ka, pupunta ka ng dressing room, di ba sa magsiselfie ka pa. When you pick a cloth or your clothing, make sure na ang nag-stand out is yung mukha mo, yung complexion mo. Hindi na dominate nung kulay ng damit yung ikaw. So ang nag-radiate is yung tao, hindi yung damit. That's why hindi ibig sabihin na, hoy maitom ka, bawal di ka magparasulot yelo, ta maitom ka. Check your undertones. If your undertones is like warm, what the color will do is complement your skin tone. So, i-enhance niya na mag-gradiate yung tone ng mukha mo pag kinikita. So, that's the science of it. So, hindi lang yung basta, minsan pag tinitingnan mo, kahit hindi ka masyadong confident or pogi or maganda if you feel like it, pero you are well-dressed, sometimes, most of the time, you still stand out. Makikita ka pa rin doon. So, yun yung science nun. So, so that's my basis pala. So, this is the tip actually when you do your wardrobe cleansing. Ano pala yung mga bagay sa akin? You can start, doing, bagay pala sa akin. Because I noticed before when I opened my wardrobes, ang dami kong yellow na t-shirt. Sabi ko, mahilig ako dati nung college mag-yellow yan. Because I felt confident. And because nung natutunan ko na to when I was doing my trainings, may science pala yun. It's because every time I would wear a yellow shirt, nakikita ko na I was glowing. So dapat yung tao yung nag-radiate, hindi yung damit. Na ang nakikita yung damit, yung tao hindi na tinitingnan. So this is the vein test. For the makeup naman, if you're attending formals or when eventually, that's why I put it here. I know we're on the new normal topic, but again, I don't want us to neglect the basic foundation because when we go back, at least alam nyo na it still is important pa rin. For a female, the importance of makeup, it enhances your appearance, and then also it boosts your confidence. Now, sinama ko na lang, but I can actually just make a quick, not skip, but kasi ginamit ko to dun sa mga teachers because I wanted the teachers also to look presentable. For those, of course, may mga student dito na darating, I don't know if there will be some teachers as well, but you also have to prep and look dignified when you, even though under the new normal, you present yourself. So, ang question ko dito is, how much daw is the cost of looking beautiful? So, I did some canvassing ng mga actual products. Mid brands, not the high-end brands. So for the price of beauty, this is the complete set for like foundation, press powder, eyeliner, eyeshadow, blush, lipstick, brushes, contour. You need brushes because you need proper equipment to do the job. Kasi yung iba kamay lang, it's unhygienic. Lip gloss, a total of 1,130, and this can last up to 6 months to a year. So you don't want to parang sabi ko nga nung I was in an audience with teachers, titipirin mo ba yung sarili mo? Eventually, when you're in the corporate industry, connecting to the, the topic, the theme of ACP, cannonballs firing at dreams, courage, and actions, you can put it into action. Kasi syempre gusto natin in the corporate ladder, yung mga atinista gusto natin umaangat sila. And part of that, of course, as I've mentioned, is it starts with the grooming, with the OOTD. So on a more tipid note, alisin natin yung iba. Yung tipid lang, yung basic lang na hindi ako sir makolorete or maganyan-ganyan. basic foundation, pressed powder, konting eyeliner, eyeshadow, and blush, lipstick, and brushes, it goes down to 753 pesos. And this will go a long way. So, quick lang yun. Parang quick insert lang. Now, of course, the price of being confident is priceless. Yeah. Now, how about the men? Sir, kami ba? I've seen meron tayong mga participants na men. Part of OOTD again is going back, grooming and hygiene. So it's a personal preference. There are metrosexual men who are very conscious about their looks when doing their OOTDs. Ako, personally, I just use powder. I use powder. Natuto ako mag-powder when I was with SM because yung mga sales clerk doon laging fresh. Tapos nahiya ako na I was their training specialist. Tapos ako yung oily, ako yung no, we become not on the verge of being vain or being too much conscious, but just being presentable. So loose powder can help for men. Of course, the basics for guys is the deodorant, cologne, and perfume. And CTM for men, it's cleanse, tone, and moisturize. This also applies to the women. So it's important that we close under the new normal, kahit pa new normal, still we have to cleanse our faces. We have to clean our faces. In the evening and after waking up, of course, we take a bath. In the evening, we have to cleanse. And when we cleanse our face, we use only the index and the middle finger. Sabi daw ito, I've attended a seminar given by Binibining Pilipinas and Avon, the proper cleansing or even in the facials, ito lang daw, dalawa ang ginagamit. Di ba pa naghihilamos tayo, ganyan? Ganyan. So, proper cleansing, you give time to do. Now that you have the luxury of time at home, you can do that, when you do the rounds, the circles, and you do the lifting, pataas, and the insert sa my nose para cleanse, para iwas mga blackheads, whiteheads, ganyan. So, yan yung proper cleansing. And gentle lang because kapag sobra yung hinahilamos mo, when you get old, nagsasag yung skin. So, dapat laging may lifting. So, that's a bit on the little science for proper cleansing and hygiene. And yung mga nagmumotor, of course, it's advisable that you put moisturizer on your face. It's a protection para iwas mga melasma, mga pigmentations, even for the female, yung mga nagmumotor. Proper face washing. I've also used this kasing slides na to when I was invited for corporate professional development with one of the hotels dito sa Naga. So yun. Art and science of makeup quickly for the females. Part of OOTD I noticed is the kilay. Sabi nga, kilay is life. I'm not sure, I can't see you, I can't see your reactions, but I'm sure may mga nagsumeg dyan na, yeah, kilay is life. As early as first year, second year, I want you to be prepped and be conscious about it. But, not too much on the verge na talagang it would take you about 30 minutes to 1 hour preparing your brows. But a proper OOTD with grooming also with your brows. There's a science for that. Makikita nyo dyan sa presentation. The beginning, the arch, and the tail. How do you do that? You have a pen. You put it at the bottom of your nose. Dito. So, dyan yung starting point. If you're using pen or doing your eyebrows, so maggagawa ka, dyan yung start. Ayan. And then, how do you know where to put the arch? Kasi minsan hindi nakikita, nasa gitna yung arch, yung curve. Minsan nandito naman, para na siyang Nike na baliktad. Or minsan naman para siyang McDonald's. Diba? Medyo funny. The science of proper kilay is yung arch, and then you look straight, the outer pupil, itong nandyan sa slide, yung may number 2, dyan yung curve. If mag-fake ka, if manipis ka, or isi-shape mo. So, point 1, point 2, i-connect mo lang yan. And then yung tail is the end ng eyes. So, from here at dito, so, ayan. You would know if you have the perfect eyebrows. If not, then you can do patterns. Lagyan mo ta ng dot mo dyan, dot mo dito, dot mo dyan, then connect it, and then i-soften mo na lang ng curve. So, that's quick and easy, but I hope that helps. Kasi I know women are very engrossed with their kilay. Sometimes, kilay and lipstick lang ang ginagawa, and then it changes the entire look. And then you can use that for OOTD, professional and both personal. Now, for eyeshadow, I preferred this because this was the corporate look that was given by Avon for SM and being used with other agencies like John Robert Powers as well. I didn't know before na ganun kadami yung nilalagay. But number one, if you buy yung makeup, meron siya dito sa next slide actually. So let's go back. Yan. So dito sa number one, you put there the light base, any light na nandyan. Kasi pag bumili ka ng eyeshadow, may light, medium, and dark. So yung light, yung number one, yan yung lalagyan mo ng lahat. Yung number 2 na medium, dyan lang sa part na yan. Yung number 3, yung crease lang. And then you blend it. So yan yung corporate look. Parang professional lang. Hindi siya yung mga smoky look na sobrang magiging matapang yung mukha mo. Ganyan. So that's a little tip for your OOTD. Again. And hopefully you can make use of this more on the professional side. Na if you're attending interviews, again, going back, or you're in the corporate industry na or kung nasan na kayo, you find time to make yourself presentable and, you know, look dignified. Let's move forward. These are samples of the makeup gone wrong. Hanapin nyo. So I can't interact. I mean, I would love to, but you know, it would take us time. Yan si Catherine Heigl, too much tan, too much bronzer. Ito naman si Nixi, I forgot her name. Sobrang nude, tapos sobrang yung mali sa kanya. Yung toning niya. Dito naman sa isa is iba yung kulay ng mukha sa foundation, tapos neck, and then the body. This is too oily, too much bronzer. Si Christina naman is yung too much, mali yung foundation kasi naging sobrang dark yung mukha, naging maputi yung katawan. And Nicole Kidman, namuo yung mga concealer niya sa ilalim. So you know, and ito naman parang ganun din, sobrang puti. So these are samples of makeup gone wrong. Corporate attire for female that I've mentioned earlier, samples here are for the 2-piece or 3-piece suit. So you can look dignified with this. It looks professional. Again, this is not well, this is just the standard for corporate, but outfit of the day, if it's on a personal level, it's a form of self-expression, you can play with it, you can accessorize and everything. But just to leave it here, na if ever you'll be attending, knowing, profiling your audience, your purpose for the day, for OOTD, then you can have this as samples. I put here a quote from Valerie Steele that power dressing is a combat gear for the trip to the top. And I agree, I get to agree with this because I started as a rank and file, and then eventually I was a director, and then I got to be a training specialist for South Luzon of SM. And my journey, as I mentioned, sabi ko nga kanina, even pa nung bata pa ako, parang somehow gave me the idea na for you to be on the top, you need to, you know, be presentable. And that's power dressing. Sabi din ni Donna Karan of DKNY, we've come a long way. Power dressing is designed to let the woman inside us come through. And it can, I think, include also the men. And this is my favorite. Dressing well is a form of good manners. So, according to Tom Ford. So, just from, you know, quote unquote, Tom Ford's dressing well is a form of good manners. You know, people attending weddings, events, the couple would spend a huge amount of money to make their event special and memorable for them and for the invited guests. Imagine kung pupunta ka lang doon tapos naka-Havayanas ka or naka-step in or didn't even bother to dress up. How would you think the invitee would feel kapag ganon? You know, it's the first sign of good manners when you attend, when you go present, or even you stand in front of someone, the way you are groomed. Quickly, I wanted to ask sana, because with the new normal, nabanggit ko kanina na it's easy for us people to, you know, make fun of other posts na OOTD ng mga classmates or kaibigan. That's why I've included here yung personality. Para we can either understand, bakit ganito yung mga OOTD niya? Merong mohawk, merong mga emo style, mga ganyan. Because personalities are different. It's an extent which individuals has developed habits and skills which interest and serve other people. It's a conscious control of one's energy directed with the greatest efficiency. Now, I was hoping we could have a quick activity. Can everyone, I know you were asked to mute your microphones, but this is just going to be about like 5 minutes or less. Can I ask everyone to unmute their microphones? Hello? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes. Hi.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Narinig ko
sir.
kayong lahat. Hi. Hello. Hello. Finally.
Hello.
Thank you, Lord. Kasi mag-isa lang ako sa room. It's good na nandun kayo. I'll be flashing pictures. I'd like you to comment one word na una yung nakikita. Like the first one. So, it could be simultaneous. Hindi ko na kayo tatawagin. So, mag-focus na lang ako ng mga words na sasabihin nyo. The first one, ano yung nakikita nyo? Ano yung
Romance.
romance? Anything else?
Couple.
Couple.
Love.
Love.
Sunset.
Intimate.
Intimate.
River.
Ano? Sorry?
Intimacy.
Intimacy. Mayroong isa akong na-miss. Ano yung
Sunset.
isa? Sunset. Yung isa pa before doon. Basta yun yung mga words nyo. Okay. Next one. This one.
Poverty.
Poverty.
Squatter.
Squatter. Anything else?
Pollution.
Pollution.
Garbage.
Garbage. Right. Okay. This one. Anong words, thoughts na i-invoke sa inyo with this picture?
Mother's love.
Mother's love, mother and son,
Conditional love.
Love.
unconditional love, child, right? Walang maling sagot ha. Thank you.
Innocence.
In a sense, this one, next picture, sorry, naklik ko na agad.
Cute.
Cute.
Puppies.
Fluffy.
Walang, okay lang na
Fluffy.
ulit-ulit yung mga sagot nyo if yun yung naisip nyo kagad ha. So, cute, fluffy,
Happiness.
Cute, happiness, yes, I agree.
Best friend.
Best friend, agree, right. Yan, so, cute na, diba? This one,
Wedding.
wedding, happy,
Commitment.
commitment,
Love.
love, nice. Coming from you, natutuwa ako ha. Kasi alam nyo ba, nung ginamit ko to sa slide ng mga teachers, alam nyo yung mga comments nila, big T, sakal, mga ganyan. You can sense their, I don't know if the word is bitterness or regret, but I'm happy that you look at this picture that way. Now let's move to the next picture. This one, ano yung nakikita nila? Ano yung nag-invoke?
Yucks.
No wrong or right answer ha. Okay, you are all entitled.
Shame.
Mamamatay tao.
Dictador.
Incompetent.
Incompetent. Okay, so we have our own. Again, I'm just invoking yung mga emotions or mga first thoughts na nandyan sa inyo. This one.
Diva.
Viva. Peña Francia.
Holy.
Holy.
Love.
Love. Again. Ano pa?
Ina.
Ina. Devotion.
Mother.
Ina, mother. Faith, etc. Thank you. Let's move to the next. This one.
Fiesta.
Fiesta. Yes, lunchtime, sir. Food. Ano pa?
Gathering.
Gathering.
Boga na.
Ano daw? What's that?
High blood.
High blood.
Soap.
Cholesterol, I agree. Right. Captopril, losartan. Yeah, I get to tell that to my parents. This next picture, let's move forward.
Dream.
Dream,
Or goal.
Exciting.
Goals.
goals.
Goal.
I was hoping na may magsasabi ng countries eh.
Destination.
Thailand,
Disneyland,
Korea,
Thailand,
Japan.
Korea,
France.
Japan, France, Paris. Maganda sa Paris. Ano pa? Right. And this one.
Money. Drop some money.
Money.
Name.
I want you to
Feel
speak
health.
deeper.
Shopping.
Shopping.
Daming bills.
Daming bills. Right? Okay. This one.
Happiness.
Serenity.
Vacation.
Vacation.
Calm.
Paradise.
Paradise.
Station.
Serenity. On the serenity. Staycation. Right. Like. All right. Thank you. Doon sa mga sinabi nyo, di ba? You can stay mute or unmute if you like. But if you noticed, I wanted you to all react simultaneously because I wanted you to have yung first thing in mind na naiisip nyo or nai-invoke na emotions. If you notice, iba-iba. Same with personality. And meron din mga sagot na pare-pareho. So, same with the outfit of the day. Merong mga outfits na, you know, the basics na pare-pareho natin gustong gamitin. Pareho tayo. Pero yung iba naman yung taste na, but or hindi nagko-compromise sa gusto natin, but we still get the respect. So we don't bash them under the new normal na weird dun man yung mag-post, weird dun man ka na mga outfit of the day, like may mga tuwalya siya or may mga, you know, again, if it's not formal, OOTD is a form of self-expression. This is my personal take on outfit of the day kasi naghanap ako ng mga quotes. Sabi ko, ano yung gusto kong i-share to my audience? Outfit of the day should not define the inner you. Rather, should find the inner you and not lose the real you. Kasi sometimes, you know, I've experienced I was trying to project something. But projection is good sometimes. Especially ngayong new normal, di ba? It's very, very challenging. Sometimes down na tayo emotionally, mentally. And sometimes the quick way or the escape is we project. And as long as meron tayong self-awareness with the things that we do, OOTD, as simple as it may seem, can actually still help you look forward. I look forward to my days na I would be wearing pants and blazers again. When I'm invited with talks recently, a few weeks ago, I had a talk with Primus Hotel because they also wanted to upgrade their customer service with the new normal. And I was looking forward to that. I hope you do too. Like, you wake up in the morning, you attend your online class. For the new normal, give a little effort on your outfit or what you're going to wear. Today, mag-curl ako. Today, mag-straight hair ako. Tomorrow, magaganyan ako. It should find the inner you and not lose the real you. So this is, you know, my personal quote for that. Kasi sometimes we can change also, by the way. Kasi hindi naman tayo permanent na with this particular look. I'm looking at my watch, so I think we're still on track. Gusto ko na mahanap niyo yung sarili niyo with the outfit of the day topic that we have. Saan ka ba patutungo? And sabi nga ni Ma'am Janet kanina, it was I think na-highlight sa akin yung sinabi niyo, yung dignity, yung dreams and discernment. With the things that is going now, it's very important as early as yung mga first year na we continue, we never stop discerning kung ano yung magiging purpose natin sa buhay. And this topic is, you know, as simple as it may be, but can actually help you discern. Saan ka ba papunta? Saan ka ba patungo? Corporate ladder, corporate industry, being a businessman, or you want to have both? Or gusto mo may ibang identity ka sa work, may ibang identity ka, and you can express yourselves freely with the outfit of the day, with the OOTD or hashtag OOTD. So at least you can find the inner you. So that's my pabaon for you. And also, lagi ko itong sinasama, kahit anong topic ako, nai-invite, but I would always put this. I lived by this since I was in third year high school. It was my Mrs. Sonia Verdadero, my third year history teacher, yung nagsabi nito sa akin. So, sinearch ko kung merong nagsabi or nakuha niya lang, but this is what I got from the internet. It's actually anonymous. It says here, it's not the word you say that matters, it's how you say it. Sabi ko, gusto ko pa rin tong ilagay. Why? In the new normal, we are always on the webinar setting or online setting, sometimes over the phone. Now, bawasan yung interpersonal relationship. And most especially for interpersonal relationship, sometimes may mga masamang bagay tayong kailangan sabihin or pagtawag, but it's not the word you say that matters, but how you say it. The tone of your voice, your purpose of saying it, and you know your actual intention. So, I'd like to share that also because we're on the later part now of the slide. So, I hope may mga mababaon kayo meron kayong mga magagamit din in the future. Now, I've asked permission earlier from Janice. I'd make a quick post. It was mentioned that I was an entrepreneur before I was the director of Usoro dito sa Ateneo. And then eventually I ventured into business, which was way out of my league. If you noticed, I've worked with the hotels, I've worked abroad, I worked in the hospital setting and in the academe. Now, actually, the business that started, which is I myself is even surprised, is a salon. So the name is PHP Family Salon. PHP stands for People Helping People. So hindi nawawala yung pagka-atinista ko doon. I wanted to have a small company that I can employ mothers, I can employ women, single moms na nawala ng mga trabaho, na hindi sweating nagkaroon ng college degree. So they're into, manicure, pedicure, hair dressing, hair styling. So I started 2018 and then nag-COVID pandemic, but God is really good. I was able to open second branch. Yan yung head to toe. Yan yung map. Diyan yan sa may J. Hernandez along Bakers Plaza sa may police station. So almost magkaharap lang siya. And the third one is a cafe in Pili, PHP Family Salon and Cafe. So salon and cafe. But we also have cafe dito sa General Luna. Available lang siya for Food Panda. Food Panda, Panda Delivery, Dabec, saka Food Mart. So may available din kami online just to promote quickly. So these are the three logos: PHP Family Salon, PHP Family Salon and Cafe, and Head to Toe by PHP Family Salon. That's our Facebook. You can, check, because again, nabanggit ko rin kanina, part of OOTD is the hair, so I can maybe promote. But there we actually accommodated some interns from Ateneo last semester na nag-OJT doon for marketing yung mga entrep students. Those are our numbers available and my numbers also. If you have inquiries, even if it's not related to salon inquiries or if you have questions, feel free to message. These are the interiors. So nasabi ko sa inyo, it's very important that you know yourself when you visualize. Ako ang tones ko, I wanted my business to be, welcoming for both genders, male and female. And with the new normal, if you notice may mga shower curtains dyan because so that may protection ka, so that alone, pwede kang gawin, may maghatching or may virus, so nakaganyan ka. And may distancing pa rin. And this one is in Pili naman. So my signature with the shops that I have are the sofa, the big sofas, and mga ganyan. And the color scheme is the same. It's gray, black, and white pa rin. Because again, I want it clean. So it also reflects my personality. My OOTD, as I mentioned, is just black, white, gray. I have few blues, dark blues, almost black na yung kulay. And this is in Pili. So ito yung salon and then yung cafe yung sa tabi. So this is the cafe. So again, PHP's People Helping People. I was able to employ again mga barista na nawalan. And I'd like to say that I'd like to, not only promoting, but have a claim that we are actually the cheapest milk tea in Naga City. We have our smallest is 35 pesos. And, we have our riders. And again, hindi ko nawawalan doon. I'd like to just, quickly connect this with the theme, Cannonballs, Firing Up Dreams, Courage, and Action. I'm in the stage of my life now na I've had my dream. I had the courage to pursue it. I left the corporate and went into business, and now I'm into action. Doing these things now. And I wanted the PHP to be a small company na to be able to provide and help and make people feel good about themselves also. Because I wanted that for myself as well. Yan yung mga sample ng mga gawa. Nowadays with the new normal, people are just finding a lot of ways, different ways on how they can take care of their mental health. Looking forward for different ways, having their hair done, colors. You see me there on the background. Yes, I get to do as well when I am being requested or being booked, but I have my stylist na available. These are samples ng mga adventurous colors. Ayan, I did that different colors. So yan, the senior high schools, when quarantine was lifted, their outfit of the day, so yung mga pinupost nila, mga ganyan. This one with the long hair, nagpa-gray, parang wolf daw. So these are the samples that we have. This is Four of them are Athenians. So she's working with the BPO industry. This one with the Dracarys hair, like the Game of Thrones, and allowed sa kanila. So with their handbook, allowed. Yeah, so she was able to, achieve the hair goals na and OOTD niya. So yan. And this one naman, I wasn't able to cover her face, but she's also Athenian. But she graduated and she's in marketing and public relations. She wanted to be flamboyant, so she had her hair green. The other one is blue and silver. So ayan, mga samples that we have. But we also do the classics, yung mga classics. Ayan yung mga samples namin. I've asked permission from Doctora. That's one of our clients. Ayan, so when you incorporate your OOTDs, when we get back to the old normal or even in the new normal, at least you know that your hair is well prepped, you have proper lighting when you do your webinars. Yan. Binabalik ko ito. This is not, sabi mo, pinakita kayo. But just simple, parang reinforcement about Tom Ford's take on power dressing. Again, dressing well is a form of good manners. Now, self-expression, I've always put every time I'm invited in an event or in a talk, my core. This is my core. Now, connecting it to cannonballs, firing dreams, courage, and action. Has been my core, which is my family. They've been my inspiration. I know it's difficult and it's a challenge, the work or school from home setup, this new setup, but I wanted you to not to be discouraged, not to lose hope, or not to mawala ng gana. And sometimes just let go. Minsan naka-on kayo pero hindi kayo nagpipay attention sa classes. I-center nyo ulit yung core nyo. Like what Saint Ignatius did about the naging reflection after the cannonball. Ano ba yung pangarap mo? I had my dreams for my family that by the time my parents would be old enough, I can look after them and take good care of them. So I strive from the corporate industry until having my own business and still doing little small businesses part-time. It's because of them. They're my core and these are my siblings. We are four in the family. Yung isa kasi is my in-law. So these are the four of us. I'm the eldest. My sister is a nurse. My brother is a seafarer and the other one's a chef. So that's my little family. And that's me. Yung nasa invitation nyo. So that's in PHP. I wanted to put two different sides of me. You can be professional, you see that I have my tats and all. That's my, after I left the academy, I was able to discover myself and have expressed myself more when I was doing freelance and being an entrepreneur. But what I'm trying to show here is, when you find yourself, probably ngayon nandito kayo sa isang side and then as you go on, may madidiscover kayo. That's self-expression. That's still outfit of the day for me. So, you can be presentable and you can still be punky at the same time. So, having said that, I know that we have an open forum. I'd like to, my last slide is just Mabalos. You can open your microphones and the chat. So if we have the remaining minutes for our or clarifications for our topic for today that I can address. Miss Alexa?
All right. Thank you so much to our speaker, Sir Henry, for teaching us the personal care in terms of our OOTD during this pandemic. Well, I find it really interesting and hopeful for us to at least give time for ourselves, right? Despite the backlogs we have from school works. Because dressing up will again make us feel better about ourselves. So again, don't feel bad about making time for yourself. So to highlight as well, remember what Sir Henry mentioned earlier. It doesn't matter whether you want it basic or extra or stylish, as long as it makes you feel comfortable. Okay? Because at the end of the day, OOTD is a self-expression. So be yourself, do you. Okay? So I hope that our participants enjoy the session and gain new insights as much as I did. So to continue, we will move on to the open forum We encourage everyone to share their messages and questions for our speakers. You can just click the raised hand button and wait for your name to be called. You can also send your questions in the Zoom chat, and I will be reading them for you, okay? But I will give you time. For now, while you are constructing or you're preparing your questions or messages to our speaker, let us first welcome our reactor for this webinar, Miss Catherine Ann Renatoy. Are you here?
Yes, I am.
Hello, Catherine. How are you?
I feel really happy to be part of this workshop. And I'm really happy also that I learned a lot from our speaker. So
Thank you, Miss Kat.
thank you once again, Sir Henry O'Neill Tadeo, for teaching us or educating us about how to properly groom ourselves during this new normal or in this new normal. So my question is that how can proper grooming or how is proper grooming relative to our mental health, especially that a lot of students are experiencing burnout or stress from workloads in school? How can proper grooming help us to be more motivated in facing our day-to-day academic lives?
Right. Now, thank you for that question, Miss Kat. I think nabanggit ko kanina na one of the ways that I'm actually, I'm coping also with my, or rather, looking forward on how I address my mental health is through my proper grooming. I do not let myself wallow in despair. Sometimes, nung nagkaroon ng earthquake, several earthquakes last week, di ba? 2 days no na, I think I was almost on the verge of anxiety. I was close to depression because I was worried for my parents and my siblings. I'm living alone. We are living separately na kasi. But then again, I needed to bounce back. How did it help me, the proper hygiene, proper grooming? It's a basic that we do every time. When you wake up in the morning or pagising mo, you have to have a proper mindset kung ano yung gagawin mo. Siyempre, kung papasok ka, like ako, pupunta ako ng shop or pupunta ako ng office, ganyan. I would go back to the basics. If I start my day right, having a proper bath, brushing my teeth, the personal hygiene care, I'm doing that. I know I'm headed towards the next line of activities that will bring me na, it's like a build up eh. Kasi parang hindi lang naman siya na I'm just looking forward for tomorrow that I'm gonna wear this. But start with the hygiene, with the grooming. Katulad ngayon, what I'm saying is, I was looking forward for this day. It gives me a break from the how many hours ba tayo nasa bahay lang na hindi tayo lumalabas. 'Di ba? It's dragging. So I mentioned kanina na it can help us the good OOTD or grooming na for us to look forward for like particular day. We can maybe set in a week, 5 days a week nasa online tayo. Maybe wala akong dress up sa new normal. But still, wala namang rules like when we attend the meetings or our classes now we can dress up because we have a new pair of t-shirts or something like that. But it gives you the condition, the mind conditioning na, I'm still doing the proper routines. I'm taking care of myself. Kapag naligo ka, di ba, it freshens you up. It gives you a clearer mind when you attend the class. So the hygiene, I think that basically would be my answer. Kasi if yung basta ka lang papasok, natulog ka, tapos parang naka-alarm ka kasi 10 minutes before mag-online na, tapos you just brushed your head and your hair, tapos papasok ka na, tapos parang hindi ka freshen up, parang, di ba, parang, tapos ma-feel mo parang, dragging yung topic today, I'm not in my mood, things like that. So, hopefully, if you're able to do your routine, and you build a routine, you make a routine with a good grooming, it develops. And it's good when you're able to develop a routine like that na healthy. And saka na lang magpa-follow yung, ano yung outfit ko today? Sa ano yung hashtag? And then, social media, it helps. Kaya nga, sinama ko yung personality doon sa topic natin. Lubusin ko na. Because let's be kind to one another when people puts their hashtag outfit of the day, and then minsan pagtatawanan, minsan sudden change. May isang girl na very simple and then suddenly pink na yung hair niya. So, tapos yung mga comments, reactions. Let's let's be kind. Let's look on the brighter side. Let's appreciate yung courage ni simple girl na biglang nagpa-light na hair na pink na ganyan. So, it's for their mental health. When we are conscious with our own mental health, I think it radiates also by being, by being conscious about other people's mental health. I hope I answered your question, Ms. Kat.
Yes, thank you so much, sir.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Henry, as well as to Miss Catherine for that very great insight. So upon checking the comment box, I actually, sir, earlier, sir, my question po, if it is available, or do you offer daw po ng frap or frappe?
Yes,
Yes.
I've seen it. We have, I think for the fraps that you're saying, if it's coffee frap or what we have kasi are fruit shakes, milkshakes and fruit shakes. But coffee, no, we don't. Coffee fraps, we don't have. But we do have iced coffee and lineups for that. Thank you for asking for that. Can Miss Alexa, is it okay if the participants, if they want to open their camera, since this is just an interaction, so they won't be, I can still see them. Feel free if you want to show yourselves on the camera or unmute. You can, it's good to see people faces on the screen also. But if not, yeah, you can just type it here. I've seen the question from Rosel Hernandez. Yeah, milk teas. Our names, by the way, are, because we are a salon cafe, are named after the services. So don't worry na hindi yan rebond milk tea yung kunyari ganyan yung pangalan, hindi yung rebond gamot yung marinisip nyo. But we want it to be unique. So yes, we have milkshakes, teas, and coffee.
All right. Thank you po, sir. And by the way, if it's possible for you to open your cameras, guys, feel free to do that para naman makita namin kayo. Since patapos na rin naman tayo sa ating webinar yan. Thank you so
Hi,
much.
Job. Hi, Miss Angel. Ayan, nakita ko na sila.
Okay. So let's proceed. My question din po, it says here, what will you say to someone who chose to collect extravagant OOTD items than helping others, even though it is possible? So
right, para tayong, I think I've seen that in one of the, is it a beauty pageant? But yes, my personal take, or what can I say, or my comment, my opinion. Well, number one, nandun sa, if I'm not mistaken, second or third slide doon about OOTD is yung, it tells you about your personality, tells yung available resources mo. If you have, ako kasi, sabi ko nga, let's be kind, di ba? If you have the resources, you are not, you have your own money, that's fine with me. But since we have different takes, like, sobra pa siya mag-OOTD when you can use. We also don't know if that person also has, or her platform, or advocate din siya ng isang grupo na tumutulong siya. But then again, going back to be more specific with my answer, kasi ang tanong mo is kung pwede naman siyang tumulong, bakit panay pa siya ng OOTD? Again, we have to know the person, kung ano yung purpose niya na gano'n siya. She has the means, hindi niya naman inutang, hindi niya naman hiningi, hindi niya naman ninakaw. Maybe it could be for her mental health, di ba? Kasi nagaganon siya. So, we cannot really judge. We can ask. Maybe directly give a PM, but because it's very easy now to, click. Grabe naman, mamahalin. Kasi sabi ko nga kanina sa hashtag, OOTD, tapos nakalagay pa Hermes, nakaganyan pa mga Louis Vuitton, mga ganyan-ganyan. I have no problem with that. If you have the means, okay. Again, it's knowing your purpose kung ano yon. Doon naman sa second comment na pwede naman gamitin, that's very true. I've mentioned na I'm now in the stage of my life that I'm into action. You are young, you are still enjoying, exploring, enjoy as much as you can. Ako, I had my share of, being worried about what to wear going to work when I was young, when I was your age. Pero now that I'm growing old, becoming more mature and hopefully more, mentally stable, it's not actually the clothes that you wear that is important for the hashtag OOTD. It's what's on the inside. It's what's inside the clothes. It's what's inside your brain, and it's what's inside your heart. So again, if you have it, you have the capacity, you flaunt it. If you want to go minimalist, again, it's still up to you. There are no limitations, there are no boundaries. I think we just have to be really very careful with the comment na ano yung mga purpose. Kasi there are people, even Jinky Pacquiao is being bashed for that, na posting a 1.5 million OOTD. But she has the means. Pinaghirapan niya ng asawa niya. Ilang suntok yung nakuha. So a different take on that. And I can just be happy for her. You know, na ako, I get to read, I get to watch, and it's enlightening. Before you comment, you also open the comment box of this person. Kasi sometimes we are shadowed by our own. But when you get to see comments from other people who are actually nice and kind, marirealize mo na, ay, oo nga pala, no? Ilang suntok naman bang inano ni Pacquiao para sa... And he did that for a living, for his family, for his wife. And they have it, so why not? And if you still prefer to be low-key, it still is your preference. And you decide to use your money just to help others, it's very good. That's very Athenian, being men and women for others.
All right. Thank you so much for that, sir. Well, we still have another question from John Ray Del Mundo. So the question here is, do you think that OOTD is really essential in today's current condition? I believe he is talking about the pandemic, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. For the reason I think why OSA actually included OOTD, personal care in the new normal. If you notice, my slide was just not focused on the clothes. I've actually segregated it with different because I wanted it to be more meaty. If you're going to ask me personally, it still is important. I mean, the hashtag OOTD, outfit of the day, as I've given figures, 43 million posts on Facebook and 384,145,738 on Instagram. It talks a lot about well, this is pre-pandemic, na people are finding ways on how they can cope with the current situation. And one of the ways is through OOTD. I'd like all of you to have an open mind. Again, this is an opinion na we have to find kung saan tayo comfortable. If there are people that helps their mental health posting OOTDs, then let them be. But if you're going to ask me the question kung essential ba siya ngayong new normal, I would say yes. I will not be discussing and accepting the topic na ito kung hindi. Why? Because limited na tayo ng interaction na personal. We don't get to really see the full person. Now, unlike before, sa Ateneo, meron tayong mga trainings, workshop na you are taught about proper grooming. Kami nung time namin nung college kami, before we graduate, may project din yung OSA na before ka graduate, parang before ka, sabihan ni Ken, before ka buhian sa campus, ready ka to face the world. So I remember that time, during our time, so the OSA had parang mga trainings din na we have to attend kasama sa clearance na mape-prepare ka pag ano ang mga dress na kailangan isuot for interview, for work, ano yung mga proper answers, mga guides para maging successful ka in job hunting. So before it was being done, up until now, I think it still is essential. Kaya lang nagkakaroon lang siya ng konting challenge when you add the word new normal. Kasi parang we don't want to stagnate na, okay, ito na lang, permi na lang kumadaster, permi na lang kumasando. We still want to have that morale. We still want to bring that. Kaya that's the reason why I think OSA included that. And again, it's a privilege to share that with you. So yes, it still is important that we look after ourselves, the grooming, the hygiene, the being careful with social media usages, being kind to post, etc.
All right. Thank you so much again, Sir Henry, for that great insight. So I'm just wondering if you still have any other more questions.
Grace, ikaw ba yan? Sorry, may nakita akong familiar. Hi, Grace. You're from Daet.
Yes, sir.
May questions pa po kayo. Ayan, so we have the Angelus.
All right. So I believe all good na po ba?
We all good? Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Miss Kaiza May. And yes, nakita ko sa chat. Is there anything else po that I can address? I can see still Job, Miss Angel, Rome, Grace, and Russell. daw sa inyo and the rest na naka-station lang. And Jave.
Okay, so I believe we're all good now with the open forum. Therefore, let's proceed with the closing part of our webinar for today. So again, thank you to everyone who participated in the open forum. I would also like to extend my deepest gratitude to Sir Henry for sharing with us your knowledge and time for this ACP workshop. So everyone who is part of this event surely learned valuable information and tips about OOTD and the online setup that they can utilize. So to show our gratitude to our resource speaker, for accepting our invitation, we would like to present this certificate of appreciation. So let me read the citation. The Office of Student Affairs, Ateneo de Naga University, presents the Certificate of Appreciation to Mr. Henry O'Neill Tadeo in grateful recognition of his expertise and service as a resource speaker in the alternative class program #OOTD Personal Care in the New Normal, held on October 22nd, 2021. Given these 22nd of October, 2021, at Ateneo de Naga University, City of Naga, Philippines. Signed by Mr. Rodolfo S.B. Virtus, Junior Director of Student Affairs, Ms. Janet D. Badilla, Executive Director for Mission and Identity, Dr. Alfredo C. Fabay, Vice President for Higher Education, and Father Roberto E. N. Rivera of the Society of Jesus University President.
Right. Thank you very much, Ms. Alexa, for this.
So thank you so much again for being part of this event, which would not be possible without you. So to our participants of this ACP workshop, please do not forget to fill out the evaluation form to receive your e-certificate. So we will be flashing the link here in the chat box. Please make sure that you provide the correct information, as it is what will exactly reflect on your certificate. So we are grateful for your participation and we hope to see you all in the future ACP webinars or workshop. So Sir Henry, do you have something to say before we fully end our session?
No, except just let's spread kindness and continue wearing masks and let's all get vaccinated. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. So once again, my name is Alexandra Seton, and it is an honor to have been your host for this session. So this ends the #OOTD Personal Care in the New Normal. Mabalos sa gabos.
Thank you.